3 years have passed, and it is now time for the 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai to begin. Will Bardock or Gine win this one? And what is this little surprise next to him? Hey guys, DB Right here, and I am here continuing with What If Bardock Was Sent to Earth? Which is a fun little story which takes place back when Bardock was a little boy himself, assisting his father with fixing Saiyan pods. Well, he stepped into one that was really badly malfunctioning, and it launched him off into space, which eventually saw to him landing on Earth and being taken in by Gohan, much like his son was in the original. But for the start, we had a much younger Gohan, until things begin to catch up, and the whole adventure of Dragon Ball would begin with adult Bardock hanging out with Bulma chasing Dragon Balls. And as far as Bardock was concerned, it was a chance to finally get into some action. And, well, we've managed to continue that story from the end of the Mount Paozu saga to Gine's eventual arrival on planet Earth as well. How that has happened has yet to be explained, how she ended up on Earth, but don't worry, I will be explaining that in future parts. And well, we have now like I said, we are now up to the 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai. After stopping the Red Ribbon Army and using the Dragon Balls to undo the evil they have done, well, for the next 3 years, Bardock and Gine have been pretty much out training on their own, and Bardock couldn't help but still be impressed that Gine does indeed have a warrior side to her after all. After all, she went all out, facing the Red Ribbon Army and headquarters in order to rescue Bardock. And well, let's just say that about 9 months later, Raditz was born. Yep, Raditz is born, but much later in the timeline. Yep, 9 months later, Raditz is born, and well, in between Gine spending time with her little boy and Bardock being Bardock about it, training by himself during those occasions, and Gine joining Bardock for training whenever Gohan would watch the newborn Saiyan in Raditz. And well, Bardock is a bit disappointed that his son is relatively a weak power level, like maybe 5, 6. Bottom line is, it was really low for a Saiyan. And it pretty much meant that it'll be a lot of work to bring Raditz up to speed. And well, needless to say, when Raditz is about 3 years old, and talking and interacting with the world, much like little kid Gohan does in the beginning of Z, it's time to begin his training too. So at least Gine is a perfect sparring partner with that, while Dad might be a little bit too rough on Raditz. But still, the three would train together, and the three of them decide to head off to the World Martial Arts Tournament. And well, training in Raditz did indeed pay off somewhat, for he's about as strong as Goku is in the Tenkaichi Budokai, from the same period and timeline. And well, the registration committee is a little bit scared and nervous to be registering a 3-year-old kid. Trust me, my boy can handle it. And well, needless to say, we've got 3-year-old Raditz entering his first World Martial Arts Tournament. And Bardock is not really entering this time, just due to the fact that even though he's weaker than what he is in this timeline, he's still overpoweringly strong and doesn't think that it's right to beat a bunch of weaklings. There's no honor in that. Gine, however, still decides to enter and give it a go. And, well, for your preliminary match, you actually get mother and son facing off in the fourth match. Raditz taking the spot that Goku would have had in the original, if he'd have been around in this timeline, and Gine getting Palmput's spot. And, well, Bardock is in the audience with Bulma, Yamcha, and the gang, watching the fights, and, well, you get Yamcha losing to Tien, and who, results in breaking Yamcha's leg. If I just said Yamcha was in the crowd, then I'm an idiot, because, yeah, he's supposed to be fighting Tien in the tournament. My bad. We'll just fix that inconsistency right now. So he's watching with Bulma, Launch, and Oolong. Bardock, this is. And, why, everyone else is sort of despicable at Tien's actions, Bardock could sort of respect them. Because, it's what a Saiyan would do. A Saiyan would knock down his enemy and make sure he never got up again to continue the fight or challenge him. So to Bardock, that wasn't, what Tien did wasn't a dick move in, his words. And so, with that, we get Jackie Chan versus Manwolf, which goes like it does in the original story. And ultimately, Jackie Chan able to help Manwolf turn back into a human again. And Krillin versus Chaozu that goes on like it does in the original. And this is where Gine pipes up and, well, they recognized the Dodon wave. That this was done by Mercenary Tao. And, well, she was ultimately told about the, she ended up telling Tien what had happened, and that it was indeed Gine that, if I recall correctly from the previous part, she killed Tao. Not supposedly killed, she actually full-on massacred Tao. Unless, of course, I had that after her being, she was sick. I remember she was sick. So then again, maybe she didn't either. But either way, she still recognizes the technique. She may have been sick, but she still witnessed the fight between Bardock and Tao, who managed to capture Bardock with a sleeper grenade. Yes, because, yeah, Tao wouldn't have come back, yes. Yes, so, yeah, Tao's still alive, yes. But either way, these are still two people who had a run-in with the brother of Master Shen and survived, which to him is still a disgrace on the Crane School, so he wants Tien to do what Tao couldn't, and basically kill Gine and Raditz. But then we get to Gine and Raditz's fight, and it's pretty much just a fun sparring match between mother and son. And ultimately, Gine knows that if she advances in the rounds, she's ultimately going to win the tournament. A power level of 500, she's still a beast compared to pretty much every other life form on the planet. This is more for Raditz's growth and Raditz to have a good time. So, Raditz beats his mum when Mother Gine decides she's had enough of sparring, and it's Raditz that goes on to the next match. And, well, the next rounds go exactly like in the original, with Roshi getting into Tien Shinhan's head, told him that he's serving a false master, all that jazz. And Then we get Krillin versus Raditz, and it's, all in all, a pretty good match. Now, thanks to Bardock's tutelage, and you've got Gine's tutelage as well, Raditz is doing pretty well against Krillin, and their powers are pretty equal at this point. Now, the good thing is, at least no one knows about the Saiyan weakness in this timeline, at least. No one's thought to, hey, grab Bardock's tail yet. And, well, so essentially, Krillin doesn't get the idea to grab Raditz's tail, because if he had, Raditz definitely would have went down like a sack of puppies, because they hadn't trained him off that weakness yet. So, eventually, Raditz is able to get the win, and it's Raditz battling with Tien Shinhan in the final round. Now, since Gine is living on a planet where there hasn't been, no going to planets and conquering them, she hasn't raised Raditz to be a overly cautious Saiyan. So, at least this Raditz is more like his younger brother in that part, likes a good fight. And well, this is when we get to the final match between Raditz and Tien Shinhan, and it pretty much goes almost exactly like Goku versus Tien in the original timeline, except that Raditz's techniques are a lot more unpredictable and hard to sort of defend against, because he wasn't trained by Master Roshi. So there's no Kamehameha or anything like that, but Raditz has since made up his own attack, and does surprise Tien with a double Sunday, which does take a lot of energy out of Tien Shinhan. Now, does Master Shen have Chaozu paralyze Raditz and Tien gets a few good hits in? Yes, of course he does. This is Master Shen we're talking about. He wants all those monkeys dead. So yeah, Master Shen's got a real... You could say he's got Frieza syndrome. A bad case of Frieza syndrome. And well, essentially, just like in the original, Tien realizes what's going on and ultimately orders Chaozu to stop interfering on his behalf, and Roshi dispatches Master Shen from the arena, and the rest of the fight is pretty much fair and square. But this time, the match ends up being a complete draw. Both of them are essentially knocked out of the ring when basically Tien tried his tri-beam attack and blew up the arena like he did in the original, but then because he thought, well, Raditz would simply fall out of bounds, but as it turns out, Raditz already knows how to fly. Saiyans kind of teach their children. Children learn at a very young age. I mean, look at Pan. A newborn and she could fly. So pretty much, yep, Tien made a really bad oversight, and so the battle continued in the air, with them basically taking each other out and down, and, well, they both land on the ground at the exact same time. Now, by rights, it's a draw, but of course, the referee made it that whoever could get up first and say, I am the world champion, will get the win. And by luck, Tien Shinhan got up first and was able to do it. So, kind of like how Roshi won the 21st Tenkaichi in the original. Except this time it's Tien Shinhan. And the opponent was Raditz, a 3-year-old Raditz. And well, since this was classified as an official draw as far as Tien and even Bardock and everyone else was concerned, the two decided to split the cash money in half, and pretty much everyone is out to dinner. And, well, this is when the family sense something that is, well, quite frankly, very horrible. And basically, our trio are flying immediately back to Mount Paozu. And, well, does everyone else follow? Yeah, they're following by capsule plane. But what our trio find is very despicable and surprisingly unnerving and tragic for our 3 Saiyans. Grandpa Gohan has been killed, and his 4-star Dragon Ball is missing. All that's left is this piece of paper with the word devil encircled. And well, Bardock, Gine and Raditz, they are distraught. Gine and Raditz are showing it a lot more. After all, this is the nice man who took them all in, treat them as family. And even though Bardock is not really showing it, you can definitely tell he's enraged and angry. And this is where Roshi and the others show up by plane. What kind of monster could do this to Gohan? And, well, Oolong finds the piece of paper, shows it to Roshi. No, it can't be anything but him. This is the crest of King Piccolo. And, well, Roshi is filling them in on just who King Piccolo is, and by the time he's finished, Bardock is already gone. Dragon Radar in hand, and he's going after the assailant. And that, I think, is where we're going to leave things for the moment. So what do you guys think? Did you enjoy this part of the story? How are things going to go in the King Piccolo saga? Now that King Piccolo has already enraged Bardock. All this and more next time as we continue with what if Bardock was sent to Earth? And well, as always, leave your thoughts in the comments, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time. Catch you later.